We just spent 9 incredible days in Mallorca, and we are sharing the highlights, what we loved, what surprised us, and what we definitely do next time.
Buckle up, because we are sharing our best travel tips and unforgettable moments, starting right at the airport.
Our adventure began at the Prague airport, much busier than I've ever seen it. The security line felt endless and we were already boarding, worried we'd miss our flight.
And nope, we weren't on that fancy Emirates plane, we flew Ryanair this time.
Tickets were booked 2 months in advance, plus an extra suitcase for our hiking gear. Total cost €205. The view over the Alps were breathtaking, and soon we spotted Palma de Mallorca from the plane window.
Upon landing, finding a restroom turned into a bit of a treasure hunt. The signs at Mallorca airport are tricky because the women's and men's restrooms are on different floors, yet the signs shows them together in one place. Once we managed that, we headed to the car park. A shuttle bus arrived in about 5 minutes to whisk us off to another parking lot where our rental car awaited.
We rented a car for the entire trip using the website of Ego, recommended by a Czech resident living on the island. We were hoping for a spacious Hyundai Tucson, big enough to sleep in, but ended up with a Ford Kuga instead, and we couldn't been happier. The cost was €208 plus a refundable deposit of €160. It was super convenient to fill out all the ID forms and driving license info online before we awaited.
With the sun setting, we decided to have our first Spanish dinner, though it ended up being at KFC, not exactly traditional. Still, we tried their pistachio ice cream and it was divine. Next, we stocked up on groceries for our upcoming adventures. We couldn't resist the 50 cents croissants, and honestly, no regrets, they were amazing. We also dropped by Decathlon for a gas cartridge and a pot for picnic meals.
That night, we drove to a small parking spot under a hill, found via the Parkful Night app. Setting up the car to sleep took longer than expected, but we discovered this is known as pernoctar in Spain. Our introduction to the car campaign live on the island.
The morning greeted us with the chill in the air. The rain had been falling through the night and the sky remained heavy with clouds. With the weather so unpredictable, we decided to stay close to the cities, just in case we needed shelter from sudden downpours. Our plan for the day? Exploring 3 stunning towns: Valldemossa, Deià and Sóller.
Should I film you while doing the process?
Oh, it's quite obvious. Everywhere you go, it's obvious.
Yeah. By the way, I found someone's poop over there.
Oh my god!
The journey itself was an experience. Winding roads took us through breathtaking mountain landscapes, with the scenery constantly shifting around every turn. Our first stop, Valldemossa, quickly became our favorite. This charming town was alive with color, streets lined with flower pots and lush greenery, making it feel like summer, even in February.
Yes.
One thing we couldn't help but notice? The locals love cats. Everywhere we turned, we found them basking in the rare moments of the sunshine. How do you rate this place?
10 out of 10.
Wow.
It's quiet, it's small. I can live here. Should I move here? I guess yes. I guess yes. Smells like fish, fried fish.
Yes.
But on the other corner it was smelling like fried meat on the open fire. Love it.
Barbecue.
Not in the way of traditional barbecue, I guess.
I guess we
Moving back.
starting to be hungry.
We are talking about food. It doesn't seem to be a place with lots of restaurants. I only see one coffee place. Oh wow! Cute. It's cute. They have a lot of pots, like it's a I don't know, a local fashion to put a pot with a flower on the wall. You can spot a lot of flowers on the walls in the city.
Next, we made our way to Deià. Along the way, we had our first unexpected encounter with a family of wild goats. A quick warning for drivers: those goats love hanging around the roadside and even leaping down from cliffs onto the road. So, if you are driving through the mountains, keep an eye on it.
By midday, we reached Sóller just in time for lunch. But to our surprise, not many places were open, even though it was sun today. That's when it hit us. We were here off season. Still, we managed to find a spot and deport the Sóller with a perfect sea view.
And it's all local.
Sorry?
It's all local. Like you buy it from.
What, the fishes?
Yeah.
These
Maybe.
come from Northern Atlantic.
Aha.
Okay, and everything else comes from here.
Oh.
Muchas gracias. Enjoy.
After our meal, we headed to the seaside to catch the sunset at Port de Sóller. With darkness setting in, there wasn't much to see outdoors, so we explored a local Spanish store, Eroski, which, funnily enough, became one of our biggest expenses for the next few days. Finally, it was time to find the spot for the night. Our choice? A parking area near a lighthouse, where the sound of the waves and peace smell in the air were our lullaby.
That morning, as we woke up, we realized it had all been worth it. The fresh air, the stunning surroundings, and the peaceful silence made it perfect for the breakfast. And we weren't the only ones. Many others around us had the same idea. With the sun finally shining and the temperature rising, we knew it was a perfect day for an outdoor adventure.
You happy now?
Yes. No, not yet.
Not yet.
But after a sip, I think I will be happy.
Sip. But
So, how do you rate this place?
10 out of 10. It's because it's hidden. But to find the spot here to sit and watch the sea, you need to come the day before. Or at 6 a.m. probably. Oh, I don't know, at 6 a.m. all the places are occupied.
By people that are sleeping here.
Yeah, by us. So.
But I guess it's the best.
So far,
Yeah,
so far.
parking
It's a good spot. Don't know what to say.
Yeah.
This is the name and some information. One or more gold with the bells. Я жду своей очереди. Ну что ж вы?
Вы нам что принесли?
Алло, малюсенький, привет. Ничего, да? И малюнь колесики. Кто тебя покрасил?
We'll take a brunch on this lake. That's all. I don't know.
Continue.
It's pretty cold outside.
It's 9 degrees.
It's cold. It's cold.
Our plan? A full day of hiking along the famous dry stone road, a breathtaking long-distance trail winding through Mallorca's mountains. We took only one section, and the views did not disappoint. From up there, we had an incredible panorama of Cúber and Gorg Blau lakes, and in the distance we spotted Peak Major, the highest peak on the island. The landscape was rugged and dramatic, made up mostly of sharp limestone rocks shaped by tectonic forces and erosion over time.
A little bit of hiking, a little bit of climbing, hiking, a little bit of hiking in the mountains.
Unauthorized hiking, I guess. Yay! That looks dangerous.
So dangerous. I wanna do it again.
But I love the open space here. Yeah. This is how spaces should look like, not the spaces we used to see. This is my office. This is Microsoft Outlook.
Where is your desk?
Everywhere can be my desk. It's all mine. Yeah, it's surprising me that the connection here is good. It's better than actually in the lake, which is the most touristic place in like nearby 50 kilometers, I guess.
As the day was ending, we hoped to catch a sunset in a spectacular setting before heading to Alcúdia for the night. Accommodation was our next mission. We searched for a place with a kitchen so we can cook our own meals and save money on restaurants. The listing described it as a studio, but to our surprise, it was a huge apartment with a separate living room and bedroom.
Ironically, despite all the space, we spent most of our time in the kitchen because it was the warmest spot. A little tip from our experience: winter accommodations in Mallorca can be cold, and you'd likely have to heat them yourself. If you visit in winter, pack house sleepers, which we of course forgot.
The apartment was right in the city center, and the listing claimed parking was available for guests. Well, turned out available meant a public parking lane in front of the building, which has already been packed with cars. So, after circling the area, we ended up parking much further away than expected. Not exactly ideal for a full day of hiking, but hey, it's all just part of the adventure. Hello.
We came to a small fortress, but there is a bigger one somewhere. It's hard not to notice. Manhattan Square.
Does this thing taste good? No?
Less than average, I guess.
No. Do not eat it. Give it to me.
No.
Inspired by stunning photos of a lighthouse on the northwest coast of the island, we knew we had to see it on our own. This iconic place, Cap de Formentor, is often called the meeting point of the winds. The road leading to this northernmost tip of Mallorca is a breathtaking journey in itself. Winding mountain roads, often panoramic views of a Mediterranean Sea, making every turn an experience.
One must stop along the way is Mirador's Cala, one of the best viewpoints on the island. From here, we admired the dramatic cliffs plugging into the sea, a stunning contrast of the rugged rocks, turquoise waters, and endless sky. The drive was one of the most unforgettable highlights of our trip. If you are in Mallorca, it's an absolute must.
While capturing drone footage, we spotted a hidden rocky cove with a small beach. A quick search revealed its name, Cala Bóquer. Determined to explore it, we found a way down from the main road. That's a small, easily missed parking turn, and from there a short hiking trail leads to the beach. Google Maps doesn't show the road, but Map.tz help us navigate.
When we finally reached the cove, we were greeted by crystal clear turquoise waters and a wild, untouched landscape.
Will you share your recipe of our amazing dinner/lunch?
Just potatoes, some onion, some
Cream,
meat,
chicken.
chicken breast, stew for an hour, and in the end I just added cream, and that's it.
How do you call this dish?
And also mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Yes.
What did you ask?
How do you call this dish? Like
Stewed potatoes.
Yes, stewed potatoes.
This stuff. With stuff.
Yeah.
And of course, it's usually better served on the beaches like this.
For sure.
Towering above us stood the massive mountain with the cave, making the place feel like a natural monument. So, if you are looking for a quiet, off-the-beaten-path beach in Mallorca, Cala Bóquer is worth the hike.
After the late lunch and the walk back to the car, we started preparing for the next day, especially cooking some food. headed back to Eroski, our go-to store, and this time we set our sights on squids. The seller was kind enough to clean them for us, making the cooking process much easier. Oh my god! Looks nice.
It smells nice.
Oh my god, they brought us. It's water. It's like canned water. They gave us cookies. This is how proper treatment should look like. But the chicken was like, for 2 hours we were staying at the chicken desk for no reason, because we did the chicken online.
To prepare our meal, we once again rented accommodation with a kitchen. But this time it was different. We stayed in a classic beach villa, the kind typically booked for the summer vacations. Unfortunately, since it wasn't beach weather, we couldn't enjoy the swimming pool or the balconies as much as we would have liked.
If you are considering a villa rental in Mallorca, here is a useful tip. Parking is paid, so the best option is to park for free on the street in front of the villa. Also, in our case, the paid parking was not the easiest to access. If you are not a confident driver of a vehicle with a manual gearbox, the steep road can be quite a challenge. That night, I cooked squids for the first time in my life. I fried them with onions in a creamy sauce, and to my surprise, it turned out delicious and unique.
And that wraps up our first days in Mallorca. So if you don't want to miss our next adventure, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Bye and see you soon!